So, Happy New Year! This video is all about how we spent New Year's in Japan. Oh, and we actually have some big news. We Hello there. Welcome back to Ramen and Tacos. If you're new here, I'm Fleur, a Canadian Latina married to my Japanese husband Masa. We moved to Japan last year after living in Canada, and we're slowly starting a new life here. So, Happy New Year! This video is all about how we spent New Year's in Japan. This was actually my first New Year here, and wow, it was very different from what I grew up with. In the West, New Year's is often about celebration, fireworks, parties, staying up late, and welcoming the new year with noise and excitement. That was the atmosphere I grew up with, even as celebrations became quieter over time. This year, we traveled to Aichi to spend the holidays with Masa's family, and the contrast with Japan's New Year traditions was immediately noticeable. Here, the holiday feels much more thoughtful and inward-looking. Instead of big parties, people spend time with family, reflect on the past year, and welcome the new one in a calm way. Visiting temples or shrines, especially in the first few days of the year, feels less like a celebration and more like a moment to pause, reset, and start fresh. We showed up and there was already so much food waiting for us, and somehow the food just never stopped. Every time we thought we were done, something else appeared. More dishes, snacks, and constant tea refills. We just kept eating. No one went hungry, that's for sure. Before we left Yokohama, we tried to be very thoughtful and bought New Year's gifts called onenga. Usually, it's nicely boxed sweets or snacks. We went to a shop that specializes in these gifts and saw this popular snack from Kamakura. It looked so good, and it seemed like it was selling well. I thought it would be perfect for my in-laws. Well, when we arrived and gave it to my in-laws, they laughed and told us that they had bought the exact same gift for their relatives. And then later, when we went to visit those relatives for tea, they gave the same gift back to my in-laws. So all three of us ended up with the same thing. Lesson learned. Next year, don't buy the number one item. Go for something a little less obvious. To be fair, we live in Kanagawa, so I thought it was a local specialty, but apparently it was being promoted all over Japan. Luckily, everyone else got different snacks, so it all worked out. One evening, we borrowed my mother-in-law's car and drove out to Nabana No Sato. I've always loved illuminations. Even in Canada, we used to go see the light displays. Nabana No Sato is in Mie Prefecture in Kuwana City, and it's famous for its massive light displays that change every year. It was about an hour from my in-laws' house, and we left a bit early because Masa had been there before and warned me that it might get crazy packed once the lights turn on. He really wanted me to see one of Japan's larger illuminations. So we figured it was better to get there before the rush. When we arrived, the first thing I noticed was the tulips everywhere, blooming outside. I was genuinely surprised to see them at this time of year, especially with how cold it was. We walked around a bit and spotted the foot onsen, which immediately caught our attention, and then headed into the greenhouse. The greenhouse was beautiful. It was warm, calm, and filled with flowers, especially begonias. So many of them in colors I don't think I'd ever seen before. There were also flowers I couldn't even name.
Nani?
After that, we found a cafe and got a cozy window seat to wait for the illuminations to start. Surprisingly, it felt less crowded than Masa remembered from previous years. Once the lights came on, we headed to the large illuminated display.
Hot dog, the sausage. Oh my.
And then walked through the tunnel of lights. There were at least 2 big ones, and they felt endless. We finished the night just wandering around the park, taking in the lanterns, lights, and glowing tulips before driving back home. It turned into such a simple but romantic winter date.
We're going home. There's so many lineup now. When we came in, it was empty. Ha.
One thing I totally didn't expect to love was the heater at my in-laws' house. It's called a sekiyu, basically a heater with a little stovetop on top. You can keep a kettle on it so there's always warm water, and the whole room just feels really cozy. On New Year's Eve, we stayed home and watched TV. They were showing temples across Japan ringing the bell, which is done 108 times to symbolize letting go of earthly desires. We were so tired that we went to bed right after midnight. But as we were falling asleep, we could hear the local temple bell ringing in the distance. The next day, we went to a shrine for the first visit of the year. We pulled our fortunes, which were not amazing, not terrible. I also had some amazake, a sweet sake drink, usually non-alcoholic, and it was warm and perfect for winter. We also bought some charms, Mine was so cute. During our stay, my in-laws also showed me their garden, which was dangerous because they wouldn't let us leave without taking food. We went home with napa cabbage, spinach, broccoli, apples, potatoes, sweet potatoes, dried persimmon, and mandarins. We're still working on eating it all. I really love that part of family life here, sharing food that you've grown yourself. One New Year tradition I've always grown to love since being with Masa is watching this TV special called Genojin Kakuzuke Check, the New Year's special. It's a show where celebrities have to tell the difference between super high-end items and cheap or ordinary ones. There's one celebrity, Gakt, who almost never gets an answer wrong. And because of that, he's treated like a legend. It's super funny, and we love trying to guess along with the celebrities. When it was finally time to head home, our suitcases were definitely heavier than when we arrived. We stopped at Nagoya Station to buy omiyage for Masa's work and, of course, snacks for ourselves. And then, just to make the trip home more dramatic, a cold front came through. But we made it home safely in time to finish the final episode of Stranger Things. Oh, and before I end this video, we actually have some big news. We bought a house. We'll be sharing more about that very soon, so definitely stay tuned for updates. See you in the next one.